Hey everybody, happy fall equinox. I'm literally bringing in wood for a fire tonight. If you've started wearing boots or changed your footwear, you know something is in the air. Fall equinox. So what is actually happening and why is this day so important? Well, technically speaking, and astronomically speaking, the center of the sun is passing over the center of the earth, the equator. And this moment happens more or less around the same time every year, somewhere usually between September 21st and the 23rd. This year it's happening at 9:04 Eastern Time, US time zone, PM. So at that very moment, the middle of the sun will pass over the center of the earth, the equinox. And everyone all around the world experiences this moment at the exact same time. Now, while I certainly hope there won't be any fireworks or anything particular of that nature happening at that time, this is a tipping point. And it is a mark in time when things really shift. For us here in the Northern Hemisphere, it means that the sun's light is shifting away from us. And so our days will start getting even shorter. They technically have been getting shorter for the last 3 months. But on the equinox, day and night will be roughly equal. After this, the tipping point will go towards more darkness and less daylight. And this is a gradual thing, but it can feel like a really harsh shift on the body, on the mind, maybe on your sleeping patterns. And so just like you've changed into boots instead of flip-flops, there's some other things in your lifestyle and your eating routine that can change. And all of these things are meant to support you as things get colder, windier, and drier. In the summer, it was more hot and oily and sticky, right? And so you probably were eating watermelons to stay hydrated and sweet fruits like cherries and plums and peaches to help cool you down. You might have been taking swims and plunges and maybe not exercising quite as vigorously because it was so hot. Those things are over, right? Those times are finished now. And so as we move to more of the cooling, drying, windier, which in Ayurveda we call mobile time of year, we need different things. You need different things. Your body needs different things. And it's not just your physical body, right? Everything connects with your mental, your emotional state as well. So in terms of food, you might start eating like denser, heavier things like squashes and sweet potatoes. And you might roast them. In terms of your exercise routine, you might go for hikes or something where you're literally stomping with like heavier boots on the ground. You might pick up weights and start a strength training regimen. For self-care, my go-to thing for the fall is something called Abhyanga. It's a whole body self-massage using oil. What kind of oil? Well, in the summertime, you might use coconut oil, but now that's too cooling. It's not nourishing enough when the wind starts to pick up and the air gets cooler. So I usually switch to sunflower oil or sesame oil, not the kind that you use to make Asian dishes, but the untoasted sesame oil that's pure and doesn't make you smell like an egg roll. And this practice is probably the number one reason why I can sleep well in the fall and through the winter even. It's one of those things that's just so simple. But if you don't know about it, or nobody's ever told you how to do it or talked about the benefits, then it can be challenging, right? Just like if you don't know to stop eating salad and switch to butternut squash soup, then maybe you keep eating salad and wonder why you're not sleeping well at night because you're not feeling as nourished and in balance as you might with other foods and other lifestyle practices. So that's what's happening right now. And while nothing happens overnight, and you don't need to switch everything in your routine overnight. It is helpful to start incorporating some of these seasonal foods and self-care practices little by little so that you can feel really nourished and supported through the change. Change can be really difficult. And so that's why I love supporting people in a group environment. I run something called a 3-day fall mind body reset. And it's a program I do every fall and every spring, the 2 times of year that people really struggle with the transition. I don't know about you, but waking up when it's dark now is already starting to mess with my head. So that's when I know I need to make some changes. And if you are feeling like you need to make some changes or you want to make some changes, then join me. We start Sunday, October 2nd, and we go through Wednesday, October 5th. It's very self-guided, and the practices are intended to be little pieces that you can incorporate into your day throughout the reset and even beyond. And then in the evenings, every night from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll meet live to connect in a community call. That's your chance to ask me questions, to connect with each other, and really talk about what is happening for you this time of year, right now in this season of your life. It's so important to feel connected and nourished by the community that we are involved in. And so I hope you'll join me with Seasonal Intentions and the wonderful, amazing humans that are also trying to make a shift to live well and feel better.